Good morning and welcome to. Hold on, let me get this off. Good morning and welcome to Company Culture with Yvette C. Owens, where we explore the behaviors that actually define who and how your company is reviewed, how your organization is viewed, how we are entities unto ourselves, even the individuals. And so, how we are viewed based on the behaviors that are actually allowed in our space, the language and communication styles that are allowed in our space, all define who we are and how people view us, and it defines our culture, our atmosphere. So regardless of what we put out for branding, regardless of what we put out regarding our mission statement and visions and your objectives and key results desired, regardless of all of that, regardless of all of that, you are defined by what is said and how people behave in and around you. And so that's what we do here at Company Culture. If you're just coming on and getting familiar with me and learning who I am, and this just came across your feed today, I am Yvette C. Owens. I am the owner and founder of Destiny Speak, where I help leaders create healthy cultures where everyone, and I mean absolutely everyone, thrives. I am also the author of Conquering Corporate Enemies, Mind, Personality, Situations, and the author of No Bosses Allow Lead to Serve and Transform. So let's just jump right in this morning. Thank you for those who are joining. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so glad that you're here. Please share, please like, please let others know that we're here talking about unfinished business, because can I tell you that unfinished business is far too weighty and too costly. Far too weighty and too costly to continue having unfinished business. And unfinished business comes from the where we're talking about this morning is from negativity that comes at us, whether it just was aimed at us intentionally, or our circumstances, the situations that we're in, are resulting in negativity. We need to be able to figure out, decide how we're going to address it, and then move on. And the reason I'm saying that it comes too costly is because when we allow it to simmer and just foster and boil and overtake us, then we're putting energy over here when we want to accelerate over here and have more energy, have more acceleration, have more momentum, but yet this is weighing us down. So when it's coming to you, you have to decide to be effective. The first and foremost thing is remove your emotions, right? Because when there's two things happening, too much energy, and it's negative equals a negative. If we remember our basic math, right? Negative and a negative equals a negative. So that's not going to get us anywhere, right? If you decide that you're going to address it in that moment, address it as effectively, factually as possible. Not necessarily that you need to convince anyone, but really how I approach it is, if this is being put in the atmosphere, this negativity, then I'm going to make sure I'm countering it with some positive, with the facts. And I believe that truth and facts outweigh negativity, because everybody sees a bully. Whether they acknowledge it or not, everybody sees a bully. Whether they confront it or not, they all see when a bully is in play. And so you want to just not worry about, does anybody else see what's going on here? Does anybody else understand what's going on? That's not the issue. Is, and the need in that moment is, we got some junk, some stuff, and it looks like it's coming at me. Am I going to address it? If you're going to address it in the most effective way that you can. Address it in the most effective way that you can, and then let it go. Because you have far too many things to take care of and to progress in without holding this over your head and allowing it to be over your head. And what I'm saying is, when I say that, I mean, have you watched the movie Encanto? My grandson loves that movie, and we've watched it, and I like it too. It's a really good movie. But you know, the woman, the daughter who has the cloud over her, when she gets upset and emotional. That's really what we look like in the natural. That's really what's happening. That cloud, we get emotional, and that cloud is hovering over us because even when we've addressed it, we're still holding on to what happened. We're still rehearsing what happened. And we've got to decide, either one, in either case, I addressed it and I'm done. Now my energy is going where it needs to go. Or I decided not to address it because I decided in that moment it was not worth the effort to address it. It was not going to be effective if I addressed it either then or even now. It's just a distraction. Can I tell you that there's a lot of things coming at us that are just distractions? And it's just a test to see how you're going to respond in the moment. And that's when we lose our power. The very, very thing that we're trying to hold on to, the very, very thing we're demanding that nobody is ever going to take from us. And we give it away in those moments. We give it away even after the moment by allowing it to still fester in us. You know how if you cook collard greens, or you cook a beef stew, those type of dishes, they might taste okay on day one, but day two and day three, they get better because now the seasons and everything and the spices have all been able to really blend together, and really now you get the full flavor. That's what's happening when we hold on to negative stuff. That's what's happening when even if we dealt with it and we dealt with it well, we were pleased with the outcome, even when that happens, but yet you're still, I can't believe they thought they were going to get that over on me on like that. I can't believe he had the audacity to approach me that way. I can't believe we missed it on this project that way. And I'm going to make sure we never miss that again. We have to come away with solutions and then letting that negative energy go. Be the energy you want to attract. If you don't want to attract more negative, if you don't want to attract more ill will towards you, if you don't want to attract more gossip and more foolishness, let's just call it what it is. If you don't want to attract more foolishness, then be the energy. Let that stuff go. It's not worth your time. It's not worth your thought process. It's not worth your energy because you dealt with it. Some of you may have had moms like mine said, or my parents who would say, I said it. I'm not saying it again. I told you once. I'm not telling you again. We have to say that to our minds. We dealt with that. We're not dealing with that anymore. Now, how can you make sure that you don't deal with it again? Is because you're focused on your next. You're focused on your now. Your now and how you're moving forward. How you're getting to the better. And if you are one who is not there yet, you're not sure where your better is, you're stuck and you keep rehearsing this, or you're in a place where you're not being allowed to even be innovative and creative, or haven't found your voice yet. Have you found your voice to be able to even articulate what's meaningful to you, what your ideas are? If that's you, connect with me. I work with individuals that are needing to find their way out of where they are and getting to their better, their greater. And it happens to all of us. So let's not think that oh, this has never happened to me. Okay, live a little longer. How about that? Live a little longer. But if you've been in that place and you find yourself in that place and you know there's far greater for you. You know that this is not it. You are tired of weighing and rehearsing all this stuff and living in this toxic scenario. And you've addressed it and it hasn't gotten better. Let's connect. So I can help you move, first of all, define your greater because you already know it. But because sometimes we've been living under this weight, we forget it. And we need someone to walk alongside us to help us find our way back to who we are. I talked yesterday about the four things that are critical, four things that are critical for you to achieve your next, to reach your goal, to experience true success. And that is, you must have confidence in your identity, your value, your worth, and then how to execute on all of it. Once you have that solid footing, that real plan, then nothing can stop you. Yes, new opportunities will come, but because you have a foundation, those four pillars of that foundation, your identity. Because let's be honest, we've allowed other people to define us, and then we outgrow that, or we never were it. And no matter how we've tried to convince or explain that you keep saying this about me, but that's not who I am. Trust me, that's not who I am. And this is who I am. And if you watch long enough, you'll see it manifest in front of you. But until we get that identity and understand our value and understand our wealth and are clear on how to execute it and comfortable in executing it, comfortable in embracing it, comfortable in expressing it in every arena and every environment and every culture, no matter how toxic or no matter how celebratory. Until we have those four pillars as our foundation, we are building on something that can crumble and will crumble. And we often need people. We often need someone to come alongside us and help us work our way back, work our way out of what's holding us back. So I invite you today to connect with me. I invite you. My contact information is going across the screen. If you're not seeing it and you're listening, my contact information, I am Yvette C. Owens, and you can reach me at destinyspeak.com. There is a contact section there. It pops up. Put your information in there. Subscribe to my website. Subscribe to this channel. Like me on Facebook. Connect with me on LinkedIn. Let's get you moving. Let's get you moving. The initial conversation is free. The initial conversation is complimentary. It's a conversation that we need to have to make sure you are ready. And I know you are because you're here. Make sure you are comfortable with moving forward in a relationship here. Because until we have our identity clear, regardless of position, regardless of title, regardless of our relationships, you're not just mom, you're not just daughter, you're not just auntie, you're not just Gami, you are an individual with an entity. Your organization is an entity that is unique to all your other competitors. How do you get back to your true identity, your uniqueness, what you want to convey in the marketplace? How do you make sure that the people inside who are you're optimizing their talents, how do you make sure they are clear on this is what we're doing here and this is why? And everything else that you've been hearing, everything else that's been in the corridors, everything else that's been in the hallways, and if you're an individual, everything else that's been rolling around in your mind that's not according to where we're going, yeah, we need to let that go. Stop that conversation, because without stopping it, you have unfinished business. So as you deal with the negativity, whether you choose to confront it, and again, don't confront it in your emotions, because negative is a negative. That's a basic math rule. You don't want to do that. You want to step back. And if you decide, I need to confront this, I need to express the truth, I need to bring enlightenment to this situation, I need to bring insight, then do so, let it go, and don't rehearse. I cannot believe that this happened. I can't believe they should have known better. They've been along this journey with us, this project with us forever. Why am I have to say, why are they coming at us like this when they know what we've been dealing with? That's what happens. That's the language that we hear. And that's the language we rehearse. Let's not do that, because it's taking away from the energy that you really want to attract. And trust me, if there's negative around you, just like that sister in Encanto, the more upset she got. First, it just formed as a cloud. But then the more and more upset she got, the lightning bolts started happening. And then you heard the thunder, and it started drizzling, and then it would pour down. Can't you see that happening in you? That's unfinished business. And can I tell you, you are far more precious, far more needed, far greater, you and your organizations, than this. And again, no one is exempt. No one is exempt. I hope I'm not stuck here. It looks like I'm frozen. No one is exempt. I hope I'm back here. Yeah, it looks like I'm back. No one is exempt. So let's keep going. You can connect with me at destinyspeak.com. Share this because someone else needs to know. Let's stop the unfinished business. You've dealt with it, or you decided it's not worth dealing with, and you're moving on. You're focused on this. If that's the case, focus there and let's get going. Because you are ready to move forward, let's connect. Because you want to get into that healthy place. You want to create a healthy place for those people around you. Let's connect today. Let's connect today. Have an amazing day. Let's connect so that we can get you moving and unstuck and clear on how you can impact the world around you. Have an amazing day, and remember, it takes all of us to create a healthy culture where everyone, and I mean everyone, can thrive. Bye-bye.